What's going on, everybody? I'm Jeff Carpenter with Ready Light Media and Next Level Workshops. And in this video, I'm going to show you how I shot these images of my buddy Matthew using a couple of the Nanlite PavoSlims, and I threw in some Pavo tubes as well, but stick around and check it out. So my buddy Matthew came to me and needed some updated headshots. The last ones we shot were probably about 6 or 7 years ago. So it was about time for him to update them anyway. And I just so happened to have acquired some of the Nanlite PavoSlim 120Cs, which I did an unboxing video, which you can check out right there. But what I want to do is I want to show you how we shot multiple different looks very quickly and changing things very minimally. The great things about these lights is they're pretty mobile, they're pretty light, so you can kind of move them around a lot of different spots, and they're really, really versatile. So I want to kind of jump into my computer here and just kind of show you the different images and what we had for our lighting setup. So I used two of the Nanlite PavoSlims, the 120Cs. I also had two Pavo tubes just to act as some rim light for the first couple shots, and then a background light for some of the later shots. So let's jump in and I'll kind of show you what we had and why I had my lights set up the way I did. So this first shot is just kind of a standard kind of corporate headshot. I chose to go with flat lighting, so I had two lights kind of just in a triangle position here. The great thing about doing the lighting this way is that if I wanted to, and I've got both of the PavoSlims on different channels, is I can then lower the power to kind of add a little bit more dimension to the face, where on the left side of his, or the right side of his face here, I was able to lower that power a little bit, so it kind of added some more contrast to the image. And then for both of those shots, I had just two of the PavoSlims, the Pavo tubes rather, just angled back, just creating a little bit of rim light. And just separating him from the background which I used, which was just a gray seamless backdrop. So from there, we went to just a little bit more of a casual look. And for the background here, I brought in a duo board by V-Flat World. These are really great if you're doing maybe some actor headshots or something like that, because they're a pretty small, surface area, so you have to do a pretty tight crop with them. But I wanted to kind of test these out. But one thing I was noticing was up in the top right-hand side of this frame, it was a little bit of a hot spot, because when I kept my lights where they were from the previous image, and this one was just kind of hitting that spot, and this left side was a little bit darker. So what I did was I actually put the grid on the key light, which was going to be up to camera right, and that actually brought the exposure of that right top corner down a bit, just to kind of even that out. Now, when you throw a grid on there, it's going to lower the exposure as a whole, so his exposure is a little bit lower too, but it's not like it's completely dark or anything, so we can play with that or just raise the power up a little bit. But just by throwing that grid on, we were able to control that light. And the grids that come with these PavoSlims just kind of wrap around the edges. They're really, really easy to use, and they're really sturdy. So that was one other look. We did another look with just flipping it over to the other side of the duo board. And then we moved on to a completely different look with a different outfit. And for these, where I had my Pavo tubes pointing back at my subject as rim light, all I did for this shot was flip them around, pointed them at the background, and I turned it into HSI mode and just was able to control the colors a little bit. So we did that, and then I thought it would actually look a little better with a more neutral tone for this shot. So this is kind of a shot him looking away. Did that with kind of again, more of an earthy neutral tone in that background. And then once we got all the images that he needed for his, LinkedIn or his website or marketing materials, he indulged me and we did some more kind of creative stuff where I was able to use the gel mode on the PavoSlims, which is a really cool feature because it actually matches with leaf filter gels. So if you have a gel where you know the specific color, you can just go ahead and find that. Another cool thing is you can go through the app and you can just type in red in the search panel, or green, or whichever color you want, and it'll pop up all the variations of that color. So that's what I did, and we got a few different looks with this setup. But overall, I was really, really happy. I was really pleased with how these PavoSlims turned out. they kind of level up your creativity a bit because they are so easy to use and they're really, really fun to play around with. And you can create some really professional shots and headshots as well. So if you're interested in checking those out, I'll put a link to those down below. But I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you want to see more videos like this, be sure to subscribe and follow Ready Light Media. We also have a brand new community for all of you photographers out there at nextlevelworkshops.com. So click the link down below for that. You get a free lighting guide when you sign up, and I'll see you next time.